So I want to talk today about the post I made earlier this morning regarding food being medicine and to pick up your prescription in the kitchen. And I think sometimes that we forget how food does affect our bodies from all aspects, and knowing and just keeping in mind that so many medications that we put in our body are derived from food items, like things on our planet that are edible, that we create and find that they address certain specific issues in our body. But also keep in mind there are things that we put in our body on a day-to-day basis that are causing um, side effects, like real side effects, like you would read on the back of a label that says may cause dizziness, drowsiness, all these other things. And I'll use gluten as an example because that's one of my triggers. You know, gluten has to come with a warning label for me on the back of it that says will cause digestive discomfort, bloating, diarrhea, skin rashes, headaches, inflammation of the joints. It needs its own warning label and side effect label on it. And so I think that we just forget that every single thing that we put in our body, regardless of how it's packaged, if it comes in a McDonald's bag or it comes in, a package at the grocery store, or if it comes in a medication bottle from the pharmacy, every single thing we put in our body is either feeding us healthy or feeding us to death. And I don't think that people take this topic seriously enough. And if you read my post this morning, if you haven't read my post, go back and read it. I won't rehash all of that here in this video because it'll take too long. But at that point in my life when I made the decision that things had to change, my doctors were just telling me that, and I'm sure you have doctors. Some of you have doctors that are telling you the same thing. They're just like, oh, you need to lose a few pounds and exercise a little more. That's a standard answer that doctors give us, when in reality, it's so much deeper than that. When I found myself at my worst on 7 medications, putting toxic shit in my body every day, that was coupled with coffee, which I didn't think was bad for me. But today I now know that caffeine is a huge trigger for my migraines. And so I can't drink coffee. I can't even drink decaf coffee because there's just enough caffeine in decaf coffee to trigger my headaches. I can't have gluten because it gives me all kinds of other responses in my body that are not healthy for me. But through the majority of my earlier years, I did these things to my body, not realizing the damage that I was doing to them. And as I say a lot of times to people now, you don't understand, you don't realize how good you feel until you don't feel bad any longer. You don't recognize that how bad you're feeling every day and you're thinking it's not that bad, or that you don't have a problem, or that it's just normal. You don't realize that how bad you feel isn't normal. That once you stop feeling that way, once you stop, for me, once I stopped eating gluten, once I stopped drinking large amounts of alcohol, once I stopped eating processed sugars, once I stopped, started eating, when I started eating on a regular basis instead of starving myself through things like intermittent fasting and all these other crazy ass diet programs, when I started really feeding my body the nutrients that it needed, all of those symptoms went away. And now when I do eat something with gluten in it, or I do have a coffee, or I do have alcohol, my body responds violently to it. And it just reminds me that, imagine for you, maybe this is something that you've never experienced. Maybe you've never put crystal meth in your body, right? And if I even tell you, just try crystal meth. Just try it. What's the worst that can happen? Like you inherently know, because we've been sensitized to understand that crystal meth is bad for us, that it causes all these health problems, and that people die from meth overdoses. But what if we were told the same thing about sugar? What if we were told just try sugar? What's the worst that can happen to you? You can become addicted to sugar. But see, you don't place that kind of responsibility and that kind of harsh reality of what sugar is actually doing to your body. You don't understand that in so many research scientists finding that sugar feeds cancer cells. Like takes cancer cells and blows them up and makes them worse. But you don't even know if you have active cancer cells in your body. But eating a cookie feels good to you because you had a bad day, or eating ice cream for dessert every night is just a little treat. You don't realize that those things are actually killing you. And yes, some of you are going to send me these hate messages about how I get so dramatic about this stuff, and I'm just using scare tactics to harm people and make you feel bad about your own shitty diet choices that you make. And you know what? One of my therapists and one of my very best friends who's a therapist reminds me all the time, I don't make you feel anything. You choose to be offended. You choose to be upset. You choose to feel however it is you feel about what I'm saying. That is not my responsibility. My responsibility is to tell you that the things that you're putting in your body are killing you. If you're making choices to put processed sugars, caffeine, and alcohol, and all those things in your body on a regular basis, and yet you're still saying, well, tomorrow I'm just gonna quit, or maybe I'll just cut back. You're killing yourself. And those of us in our profession are doing everything we can to help you, and yet you want to tune us out because you think that we're just, oh, there's those crazy fitness people. They bought into this fitness culture and now they're trying to force me to give up my bad habits. When that is so far from the truth, so far from the truth, because my job isn't to sugarcoat things and help you feel better about your decisions. My job is to save your damn life. And I take that very seriously. So if you think that I'm shaming you, or you think that your feelings are hurt because of something I've said, at least think about why that hurts your feelings. And if you're doing any of the things I'm talking about, understand that I'm telling you these things because I'm trying to save your damn life, not shame you or hurt you or make you feel bad. You choose to do that on your own. And almost 100% of the time I notice that people who are offended or scream at me about being a shamer of some kind, they're the ones that need the help the most. And so think about that thing. I'm not here as a professional who's been fit my entire life. I'm someone who suffered greatly. My family, I may even block my family from seeing this video because my family doesn't even know how bad my life was. I never talked about that black spot in my life where my life almost ended because I continued to feed it with trash, drugs, alcohol, things that were killing me. And today I work tirelessly to help you stop those destructive behaviors. So if you need help, if you have any questions, if you need any help getting past this and understanding how serious this is, send me a message. Send me a private message. I got 3 messages this morning just from my one post because people are dying to get the right answer. And I'm here to give it to you if I can. So maybe today's your time. Maybe this is your chance to reach out to me and let me know how I can help. I'll be here when you're ready. I'm not going anywhere, and I'm going to keep preaching my story until you finally get it. That's what I got for you today. I hope to see you tomorrow.